starting to think about my vows to you, the first thing that came to mind was faith. Out of all the things that could happen in a blind date, it's not often it leads to finding someone that's not only loving, but kind, compassionate, family-driven, motivated, selfless, and a triple chocolate meltdown. And to top it off, a wife. As we grow into our new roles as husband and wife, the love we have for one another will change. We can ask other couples, friends, and even family what that change will look like, and we will most likely get a different answer from everyone. In this chapter of our life, we get a special opportunity that every married couple gets when they decide to commit to one another. It's the opportunity of change. It's one thing that we can fear and want at the same time. It can keep us content as well as anxious. There could be almost an endless amount of emotions when it comes to change, but somehow through it all, we continue to find each other. As we take this new journey, I hope we continue to grow and consider each other as one. Today is a celebration of our love for one another. Let us take this time to appreciate the past and rejoice in our future.
So I can't believe this day is here. I've waited 3,773 days for this moment. Thank you for giving me this wedding that I can't wait to tell our kids about. Thank you for being patient during the planning process, for my stress moments, to being the financial advisor of our household. From our younger years of just being busybodies to going into our older years, I've loved you. I've loved you in every stage of life. I can't wait to grow old with you. I can't wait to love you in all the other stages, from husband to dad. I trust you with my whole heart. You are my protector. You're the calm to my storm. You make me feel so safe. You are my home. I love what an amazing friend you are to all of your friends, and I can't wait to take on this new chapter with my best friend. I vow to take a breather when times are tough, to be there when times are hard, and to always celebrate you and your victories. I vow to be adventurous and always be down for improv dates or adventures. I vow to be there for you in sickness and health, rich or poor. I vow to give you respect and trust. I will love you forever and I will never give up. I vow to continue to love you as much as yesterday and even more tomorrow, for today and every day. I never want to lose you, and I vow to be the best wife I can be to you.
Drive through the night to lay underneath the stars. Feels like I'm dreaming to be wherever you are. Oh, my walls are falling when I fell for you. From my heart I'm calling, hear me say I do. Your eyes are like oceans, wave after wave you are pulling me in. My true love and devotion, I'll spend eternity and only begin to see our love forever. Our love forever. Together we'll build a home that is filled with love. I promise you this, no matter what comes, I'm not giving up, never giving up. I won't miss a thing, I'll hang on to every moment we share. I won't be afraid to bare my soul, 'cause I know just how much you care. Your eyes are like oceans,
everybody from coming. Not gonna have a long speech, don't need any Grammy music to cut us off or anything. So I just want to say thanks everybody for coming. Even if your first day coming here and just seeing us, you made a part of this. So just want to thank everybody, and we appreciate the love. We felt it.
Yeah, we want to say thank you to our wedding party, Pastor Webster, families. It all came together so nicely, and so we're really excited to just enjoy the night and party with you guys. So thank you all for coming here tonight. We love you.
All right, with that, we're going to ask that the father of the bride, Tim, please come on up. And your daughter, hand it out.
I'm just glad that Sheila and I are glad that all of you came down and celebrate with us for Kayla and John's big day here. When I say Kayla, I just smile because when you see her, I warned John, you see her? That's her. Apparently John didn't believe me, but that's what I'm going to tell you. And me and that little lady, my wife, we've been married for 40 plus years, and I wouldn't change nothing. Have fun, thank you.
All right. And now if we could have the father of the groom, please come on up.
I think I got too much here, but I'm gonna cut it back. I just want to say thank God for being here. He's the head of my life. All right. And my wife over there, he mentioned that his 40 years, we have 42 years. So we definitely want to be an example to them and keep going. But I want to just say to John that I was proud to have a son, not to say my daughter right here. I got my daughter. But a son to be able to take the legacy of my name to move it forward. I joke around with both of them and say, hey, you gotta have John Lewis III, right? We gotta keep going. But they do what they need to do. I want to just say for scouting. I want to say a couple things about scouting for John. He started out in Cub Scout, and then he went to Boy Scout. He went all the way up to Eagle Scout, and he got a Triple Crown. And the Triple Crown is going to just 3 different events that you have to go to. And he went to all 3 of them and got the Triple Crown. And so he went all the way up to Eagle Scout. So we were both, my wife and I, were really proud of him to accomplish that. And have my little granddaughter over here, and she been scouted too. So she got to get the Eagle too. Be the first Lewis female in scouting. You get the Eagle. So what I also want to just mention that when I first met Kayla here, she was just smiling and she was just so happy. Little did I know, and 3 more years later, that she would be my daughter-in-law, and I appreciate that. Aww. And then the last thing I just want to say to you is just to make sure that you keep God in your life. Remember the 3 cards: God, you, and you. You keep that together, nothing can break it. That's it.
Next we're going to have our best man, Brian, and you could please come on up.
Printed.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for showing up to this wonderful occasion. I'm Brian, the best man for John and Kayla. I've been asked to say a few words about this wonderful newlyweds. John and I met about 30 years ago in kindergarten on the first day when I decided to sit down next to him and he became my best friend. So through that to Boy Scouts, football, and now fixing cars. I've known that from the first time I met Kayla that I'm now number 2.
I could at least know your players.
So from that day going forward, I'd always ask John every time I saw him, John, did you buy the ring yet? John, did you buy the ring yet? He'd always answer no, no. And then one day he didn't really answer. So that's when it's like, John, you bought the ring, didn't you? And so then the question just changed to, John, when are you going to propose? And then he called me one day, telling me his plan for how he was going to propose. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to formally step down as John's best friend, and I couldn't be happier for Kayla to take that up.
Bless you.
So if everyone would join me in raising a glass and wishing the newlyweds a happy life together.
Thank you. Good job.
All right, next up we have Brittany. Please introduce yourself.
You might want to sit. Mine's a little bit longer, so I apologize now. So for those that don't know me, my name is Brittany, and I am Kayla's older sister. So I started writing this speech in my head the second Kayla and John got engaged. And I struggled to figure out how to narrow it down because Kayla gave me a time limit. So Kayla and I are about 5 years apart. And growing up, we were not the best of friends, which might surprise some of you now that know us as adults. Like anyone can guess, she was my annoying little sister. And over our parents told us someday we'd be best friends. I was like, no, not a chance, not gonna happen. I'll hang out with Tyler, but Kayla's not invited. Kayla and I had to share a room our whole life, which resulted in a lot of fights because we were always together. And for those that don't know me, I have little to no temper, but Kayla was the one that tested it regularly as kids. We shared a room that was always messy, and I would tell my parents it's Kayla's fault, which they didn't seem to care. And when we were told to clean her room, Kayla would take all of her stuff and shove it under the bed so that her side looked clean, and then throw any clean clothes folded in a hamper so that Mom would rewash them. We also regularly put a line of tape down the middle of our room. And if you crossed that tape, the other got to hit you. Little did Kayla think through, the door to get out of the bedroom was on my side. In the summer, the three of us kids stayed home regularly. And you can probably guess where this story's going. Because this was the one story Tyler wanted to make sure was also in it. So we would have a list of chores to do every day. And one of the chores was to match socks. So Mom and Dad would put all the mismatched socks in a bag and we would have to match them. And one day the bag was pretty large, and so two of us had to match the socks. And as you can guess, we were on a time crunch because we never planned enough time in order to do it before Mom and Dad got home and do a good job. So as we were going, Kayla said something sassy, and I came running down the stairs, speared her into the chair, knocked the wind out of her, while Tyler sat there saying, "Oh crap, I've never seen Brittany so angry." To this day, it's still a very vivid memory. Kayla and I would fight and bicker, and then 2 hours later, we were best friends. It's not uncommon for Kayla and I to do a gesture or say some sort of phrase, and we're instantly in tears from laughing so hard. And while we fought as kids, one day it just changed, and I will say my parents were right. To this day, Kayla is now one of my favorite people. We rarely go a day without seeing or talking to each other. I specifically bought a house within 20 minutes of Kayla and John's. We can hang out regularly and spend all day talking. And by the time she gets home, she'll call me and say, "I forgot to tell you something." And John will come down and say, "Who are you talking to?" And she'll say, "Brittany." And he'll say, "What can you possibly be talking about? You just spent 8 hours together." So from vacations to concerts to family events to Mom almost dying in a ball pit during a girl trip in Branson, Kayla and I have had the best of times. We spent hours talking about trashy TV shows and watching and going to concerts. Hold on. I gotta skip through some of this. Kayla is one of the most supportive and loving, fun people to be around, and I'm so thankful she has found her true love. I believe the first time I met John was at a restaurant in Mankato, and John showed up probably thinking, who are these people and what did I sign up for? Over the years, I've got to know John pretty well, and I know John is just as excited about getting me as a sister as he is becoming a husband. Don't let his facial expression fool you. When I first started to get to know John, I would banter with him quite frequently, and he was too kind to take any digs back, but my only goal was for him to shake his head, laugh, and say, "Okay, Brittany." When he did that, I knew I won and I was victorious. Over the years, I've got to see a different side of John. John is kind and thoughtful and supportive and loves Kayla. And while he might make fun of me for my ridiculous love of Christmas, or the fact that when he's grilling steaks, he's gonna have to make me a burger or broth because I don't eat steaks, John is Kayla's person and their love is special. John has become one of the family well before now, and has accepted that as a family we take hours of family photos, play silly games at Christmas, and talk about how the Vikings might win the Super Bowl this year. I don't recall what it was like before John was just part of the family, and I'm so thankful he's one of us. John has the qualities you pray for when your sister tells you she found her person. So, with that said, John, I have a few tips for living with Kayla. So, first, check the hamper to see if there's clean clothes in there, because you don't want to put them away. And make sure she's not stashing stuff under her bed when she's, quote, cleaning all the time. If she asks you to eat topper sticks on the couch, and you say, okay, as long as she doesn't spill the marinara sauce on your white carpet, know that on bite number 1, she will spill the whole thing of marinara sauce, and then make you clean it up while she finishes her topper sticks.
That was one time.
When she's sleeping and snoring so that she wakes herself up, know that she will blame you and say, why are you so loud? Please be quiet, while you're still wide awake. She will also help you justify that calories at Cold Stone and Chick-fil-A don't count, so you should treat yourself. If she's had a difficult or stressful day, it can usually be fixed by sending TikToks, a trip to Caribou, or by watching Trolls. She will also always love you, support you, and be there whether you need a person to cry with or a person to laugh. Kayla, to use some of your favorite phrases. You're the best in the West, and I think you are a superb human. John, thank you for being so wonderful and kind, and for all the love and support you show Kayla on a daily basis. I love you both so much. I'm so happy that you found each other, and very honored to be a very small part of your love story. Can't wait to see what this next chapter brings. I want to say congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Lewis.
In the highs and in the lows, mountain tops and seas below, I know we'll always find a way home. City lights that burn so bright, starry nights and countrysides we'll find all we need in this life. No matter where we go, at the end of every road, us home.